Alright, so today I'm going to show you how you can take any beat from anywhere online and you can totally manipulate it by moving the hooks around. It's something that I showed you as far as like ending a song, how you can easily end a song. The same sort of method and theory is going to be applied to how we can take a hook wherever it is in that song. We can move it all around, we can shake things up. At the end of the day, I think rappers nowadays, just because you guys know your DAW so well, you're kind of the producers too, so don't download an MP3 WAV file, stems, whatever it is, and feel like you're in that box. Like, hop in there and manipulate things. I'm going to show you some quick ways that you can do that today. All you really need to know is the BPM of the track, which most producers, including myself, if you go to www.mybestfriendjacob.com and grab some beats, we tell you what your BPM is. So I'm going to hop back into a song that I used on a previous tutorial, since a couple of you have requested this, and I'm going to show you how we can move Thriller's hook on the verse of Are You Down. In the last tutorial I showed you how you could end a song wherever you wanted to. Now I'm going to show you how you can use that same logic to kind of move some hooks around and start placing some things where you want to place them. So first things first, make sure that you know the tempo of your song. I know from this song by going to my website, it is 126 BPM. So the first thing I did is I made sure that I brought the project file to 126 BPM. Because that's the same that's the same tempo as the beat, and that's going to make everything so easy to move around. So first thing that we're going to try and do today is we're going to take this hook and we're going to move half of it, because it's basically 16 bars. We're going to move the first 8 bars into this section here so that the song starts with a hook, whereas right now it doesn't. So first things first is we basically just want to chop the song. So I'm going to come in and use this razor tool, which is the slice tool. I think you can just hit C to get it, and I'm just going to chop that whole hook section there. Control C to copy, Control V to paste it, and boom, it moved it right to the front, which is perfect for us. I'm just going to mute it for right now, and let's go find where we want to put this. So I think this is a perfect place to start, right where that 808 comes in. So I'm going to put a little chop there, and I'm going to listen and find out where the verse comes in. All right. That's where the verse comes in, where the bass cuts out. So I'm going to put another chop there. And right now, I am going to leave this because I want to just see if potentially the hook, the file that I have, just sounds naturally good over the beat here, because if it does, we can literally just leave the hook there. So all right, so I'm going to unmute the hook and move it around, and the reason I know that this is so easy to move around is because we picked 126 BPM, and I also cut it right at the beginning of the hook over here. So I know as long as I put this cut where the other cut is that I wanted to do, which I know is right there, it's going to just come in perfectly. So let's put it there, and I'll just drag this back so it's fine. And let's just take a listen right now to where the hook would start.
Don't worry about a thing, just leave it up to me.
I don't really love that. I think there should be some kicks and stuff underneath it. So let's just get rid of that. I'm going to right click. And as you can see, his verse is, his hook is way longer than I want it to be. I basically just want him to come right before he starts singing.
Just leave it up to me. Just leave it up to me.
So I know I want him right there. I'm just going to cut that off. So we go from 16 to 8 bars now. And this is actually going to shorten up our song, which is great too. I'm just going to unmute the beat that I have. And again, because I did those cuts where they are, if I just move it so they both cut there, I know I'm back to a place where
don't worry about it.
He's right on tempo. And I also know that I cut it off here, so I'm going to do the exact same thing. Cut it off there. And then just for the sake of how this looks, I'll just get rid of some of this dead air here. And I'll just move this back up. So I'll put this up. I'll just make sure the chop is on time. I'll put this up here, and boom. So now let's take a listen to how it gets into it.
Don't worry about a thing.
So that sounds pretty good getting into it, but I have a feeling that maybe getting out of it isn't going to sound good. I'm just going to highlight this here just so I can move it over. Again, we shaved off like 8 bars, so let's just take a listen.
Leave it up to me. Just leave it up to me.
It's okay. I didn't love how that just kind of chopped out like that. So there's a couple easy ways that we could do this. It's the same sort of way that we ended the song, the same sort of things I've been doing with the Travis Scott delays. If you haven't watched either of those tutorials, I'll put the links below. One of the quickest ways that you could do is you could actually just chop out this beat. There's multiple kind of cool ways you could do it. You could do like a kind of dun, 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 and then it cuts in. So if you want to do that, again, the beauty of having it at 126 is that you can easily, we see here in the program that these are the bars. So I'm just going to chop this. So I know it's right there, and I'm just going to drag this to like right there, and let's just hear what this sounds like. So it goes. Just leave it up to me. So that could be cool as long as we make this sound a bit better. But let's just say if we copied that for like 3 times, so it goes boom, 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 like that. So now it goes. Just leave it up to me. So that's kind of cool, but this doesn't sound great. So what we want to do is I'm just going to drag this over right to there just because I know I'm cutting off a bit of the tail end. I'm going to hit track to move this to a new track. So we're on track 8 now. And I'm going to use that same sort of delay effect that we used in the Travis Scott delay. And I'll just quickly show it again. So again, hit delay. This is a stock plugin, and it's applicable in any program. We know from the previous tutorials that around 4, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how it's going to repeat. That 4 was fine. We like it when the cutoff is, we're going to cut off a bit of the high end with this little button here. The only thing we need to do is we just need to right click the automation here, so it goes from having no effect to the effect all the way on. So if we just right click, create automation, it's going to create the automation as you just see here. And you can drag these wherever you want if you want to put it right on top or under or whatever. I'll leave it on top. So we don't want the effect to happen until about right around here. So I'm just going to, if you right click, you can make a little dot there. I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to slowly allow it to kind of come up here. So let's just take a listen. Just leave it up to me. Boom. See how easy that was? And if you didn't want it to kind of keep echoing out like that, you could do this exact same thing where you put right click and then you kind of control it again. So let's take one more listen. Just leave it up to me. So now you've shortened the song and made it sound a bit different. Maybe you're not the type of artist that likes the stutter stops. I mean, you could probably just leave it up to me. That sounded cool too. You could use a tape effect. You could actually filter this out. Maybe we'll just try a filter on this. So I'm just going to drag this so it's back. If I right click, I'll hit track. The track button is right there. I put it on track 9. We want to filter it out kind of like the Drake filter, which I've done in the other 2 tutorials. Again, Paramedic EQ. All programs should come with a Paramedic EQ. I know for a fact that within FL Studio, if I don't really want all these middle buttons. If I just click 2 over, there's already a preset ready to go in FL Studio. If you're in any other program, you could just right click, probably delete those. But basically what I want to do is I want to get rid of the high end, which is this right here. And this is the low end. So I want to keep the low end up, but I want to get rid of the high end. That's kind of like what Drake would do. So again, we're going to leave it all the way up, but we'll do right click, create automation. Boom. I see that it just created the automation here. And I want to kind of filter it out just on this last bar. So let's just say I want it to go all the way down. And then I want it to, so right now it's going to go from being totally fine and having the high end to the high end slowly falls off. And then right when the beat cuts back in, where you'd be rapping, I want it to turn back on again. And to get those, I just clicked a right click. So again, let's take a listen. Just leave it up to me. That was cool. I'm just going to mute the hook just so you guys can hear how the beat dropped. That's a cool little way. We could even make it longer if we wanted to. I mean, God, if you wanted to, you could do this and just drag it halfway down. So now it goes like this. So now you could have it. I'll put the hook back on and see what it sounds like. Just leave it up to me. Just leave it up to me. So that's a cool little way. Also, again, with our delay and stuff, maybe this inspires you to write within the music. So let's just say you write, what did he say here? Just leave it up to me. Maybe in your verse, you write in just leave it up to me. So I'm just going to go right here so we know we're on time. We know we're on time because we're right at the bar here. So I'm just going to chop it. I'm going to click it, and I'm just going to put it here. So imagine in your bar, right at the end of the section, you wrote in some where you sing just like he does, and you want to double him. So now we could do something like,
just leave it up to me.
obviously that doesn't sound great, but what we can do is we have the delay effect that we could do where we drag it back up. I'm just going to get rid of a bit of his talking here. And same thing with the beat. Let's just say I'm going to have it filter out. So right click, put these in, have it kind of drop out, and it comes all the way back up. So now listen, it goes.
Just leave it up to me.
So if you were rapping, you could da-na-da-na-na, just leave it up to me. Boom. So you can be moving around the hook and everything as well too. So I hope you found that one useful. The beat that I used today is called Are You Down? It's produced by me, and it features a hook from my boy Thrilla. If you don't want the hook, you can also grab just the beat itself, mybestfriendjacob.com. And if you use the promo code YouTube, you get 25% off. So go grab the beat. You can also grab it for free with the tags if you want to do it that way. Whatever works for you. I'm just happy as long as you're making music and we're creating together. So hey, if you stuck around this far, why not grab some free beats? Hit the link in the description below, and I'll send you 5 of my best-selling beats directly to your email for free. Plus, if you join that mailing list, I'm going to be sharing with you a bunch of information that'll be helpful in your career, because that's what best friends are for.